At ADHD Embrace, our aim is to ensure that young people and children with ADHD are firstly understood, are supported, and then ultimately can thrive.
One of my daughters has been diagnosed with ADHD. Myself and my husband were feeling quite lost and confused about the diagnosis. In the early days of diagnosis, we found out so much information from professionals who supported us with post-diagnosis workshops and one-to-one parenting advice, which was so beneficial.
Post-diagnosis workshops offer an opportunity for parents to really discuss the condition in more details, share their personal experiences. We give advice and support about different topics, such as medication, how to manage the signs and symptoms of ADHD, behavior education, and we also do quite a lot of signposting of the local services and national services as well.
We got the label of ADHD, but we didn't really understand what it was. I saw this post-diagnosis workshop and I thought this was the perfect moment for me to learn more about the condition and possibly how to deal with it, because it's just perfect. I mean, we got the diagnosis, post-diagnosis workshop.
ADHD is quite a complex condition. No child with ADHD is a carbon copy of the other. We want to make sure that the parents feel that they've got the necessary tools and knowledge to parent their children in a way that they have a full understanding of the condition and what's right for them as a family.
The Advice Clinic are 50 minutes online sessions that our families can book to get tailored and dedicated advice.
We were offered information and training about ADHD, how it could present in girls, what were treatment possibilities, and a whole wealth of knowledge from a very experienced ADHD mentor and coach who basically opened our eyes to this whole new world of neurodiversity.
It was like laying the foundation for my understanding of ADHD as a condition. It was also the fact that sort of realization that there are other parents out there dealing with almost very, very similar conditions. I would say the impact of the workshop was almost quite immediate because I came out of the workshop in a very different mindset.
Probably the most impactful has been, in addition to obviously working with families, because that's been the core, but also our schools outreach.
In the UK, we know around 5% of people have ADHD, and for children and young people, that can be around 3%. It is a small percentage of the population, but a small but significant percentage. And if you think about a classroom, actually that's a couple of children potentially. ADHD Embrace supports schools by being able to go in and deliver training bespoke to the schools. And what ADHD really offers that I think is so important is the voice of parents and the voice of young people who have ADHD into that training. It's actually, what is school like? What are the experiences? What do parents experience? Because it's really important that teachers and school staff can put themselves in someone else's shoes and hear about that experience day to day that young people and their parents will be going through.
My son had gone all the way through primary school and secondary school and was eventually diagnosed with ADHD when he was 15. And once I'd spoken to ADHD Embrace and understood about ADHD, it all began to make an awful lot of sense about why he'd struggled through school. I started speaking to Annette Wilson and said, I want to go into schools. And so the school outreach programme came about from us discussing it, and there was just a huge demand to understand more about ADHD.
What is giving us a clear indication that there's still a huge need to work with schools is the number of young people with ADHD that are being excluded from school or where there's school avoidance. It's a very high percentage of our families that are battling with the school system. Their children are just not able to access the education that they need. We've seen some wonderful examples of some wonderful young people coming through who've actually found their way. They can now lead fulfilling lives.
ADHD Embrace has given us so much that I'm so grateful for. Being able to be a happily functioning family with a child who's thriving, and I don't think that we would have got to that point without ADHD Embrace.